What is an angel? An angel is a soldier of God with skin of iron, eyes of lightning that send fear trembling through men's hearts and make their knees shake. Did you hear me say an angel has money and can afford all of his problems? No, understanding me. So if you are one of us, you live with a last bar. For those that don't know what is the last bar, the new generation is 15%. When your battery is at 15%, 5% is around the corner. Can't play music anymore, can't use a flashlight. But we get a lot done. Every single thing we have is with that 15%. But now you get to a point of asking, why are you holding on to my 85? You know, people that live at 25%, we call them the kings. You know, the brain has 500 years of growth. A chip grows every 3 months. Understanding me? Progress. Where God sends, he trains. Where God sends, he teaches. Problem is that we are a microwave economy that wants results right now. And whenever you do anything half-ass, you'll always get half-ass results. Like it, don't like it. So when we touch something, we should know that it's always gonna go to C, A, B, C. But the truth is, whenever you're doing something to C, it's gonna teach you to F. And so whenever we touch something, we are supposed to touch it with the intentions of going to F. Today I was talking with my gym partner and she told me that 17 years of her relationship with her husband, they still have communication problems. 17 years is the oldest. I say, I was giving you an F and J just after listening to you. But now if we go from A to L to M to N is when you dig in and get your hands dirty. You know, you go from fail to lose. You don't understand that lose is not a person. It's an event, losing. I understand. We don't pick ourselves up soon enough. 18,000 paid by a teacher, a nurse, and a policeman is no longer enough. When you take the 2,000 that I drink and then you add the 1.5 for transport, you take the 2 children, 1.5, still haven't added the grocery. When there's 7,000 left, I can't buy a house and a car. In fact, if we're talking car, we're talking used hatchback or city car edition, or a house without a fence on the outside. Just bare minimum, the way the first owner left it when it was. That's why such people, some in the world, have communism and socialism and apartheid. The white man should have segregated people on money, not skin color. Because of when 2 people arrive and you say, may the one with 10,000 in their account please sit down or stand up. When they both stand up, you ask for ID numbers. Now you can't run that part out. There's another one called totalitarianism. Means not a dictator, but means all the powers of a dictator go to the civilians. We want to invade Ukraine, we vote. Just like they did. You know, we want to increase electricity, VAT, we vote. Every single thing. No, the president is reduced to the Speaker of Parliament. Now, business of kingdom is the same. Doesn't matter where you are. Same gym partner told me about a friend that her friend's child got married in 3 months, divorced in 3 months. So everything of theirs was very fast. Doesn't matter whether it's the Songhai Empire or it's the British Empire or Charlemagne's East of Europe Empire. An emperor reigns above kings. When kings fight their own war, when an emperor wants to invade the country, no, put the weapons down because he's coming with many countries. A chief rules under a king. When you are a king's advisor, you must be picked by the kingdom. Being the king's friend does not make you the kingdom unless you are known to keep the king out of trouble and you save the king's life a couple of times. So now Charlemagne was the emperor of West-South Europe. Charlemagne rules 300 years after the fall of Rome, 700. In fact, during Charlemagne's rule, Spain is Muslim. It's black. Understanding me? But now, for you to become the advisor and be picked by the king, it has to be a decision that the king makes in his maturity. Until then, you're going to have to do a job for free that you could be getting paid for. You know, little artists and dancers can understand when you still have to go to somebody to ask them, can I perform at your show? Vikings, when you were a guest and the hosts were fiddling in the blankets, you could have gotten an invitation, you know, and she says she's pregnant. Just like a lion that has many boyfriends. We don't care who's the father, as long as the child belongs to this tribe. As long as that child is a member of this kingdom. And there were black people during the Viking times in Viking lands. So imagine some of those kids being colored. I understand. We have taken the wrong things, the worst things, and made them the thing in relationship. I wonder if we segregated white people, would they come to the township and use all their money and work for clothes? I understand. So instead of when a person is proposing to you, you ask them that, do you go to gym? Do you have an investment profile? Instead, I will go back to a statement I made in previous videos that I would rather go after somebody else's wife. You know, be available for them to go on a leave because of we are living with low batteries. So be careful how you behave. You might be the only example that somebody else gets to see. In every single thing you do, you set the precedence. You know, precedence is the standard. If the standard was the standard, was the standard. But we know it's not the standard. It's not the standard.